Thanks for joining me as we work towards the goal of gaining strength and mobility in our shoulders. Let's get started today in a child's pose. So go ahead and bring the big toes together to touch, knees nice and wide, hips just sink back and arms can reach forward. Resting the forehead on the mat, maybe you want to just massage it by rocking your forehead side to side. But we'll begin here by taking a few nice deep breaths and just settling into our practice today. Seeing here if you can count your breaths. So think of as on your inhale, counting to 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold at the top. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to continue your breath in a pattern similar to that. Maybe you prefer something a little bit longer or even shorter, but just try to make it nice and smooth and long and calm. And while you're here, just begin to focus on your practice and on your breath. Let's go ahead and take one more inhale here in our child's pose, and then let's go ahead and plant the palms, fingertips nice and wide, and let's shift our weight coming up to hands and knees. Shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Then from here, go ahead and let the belly drop towards the ground. Chest comes through the arms, maybe lifting the head. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale, belly hammocks, tailbone tilts up, coming through the arms, maybe a little bend in the elbow. Exhale, round the spine, pressing firmly through the arms and shoulders, and tucking that tailbone, hugging that low belly in. Take a few more here on your own. Use your breath to guide you, and maybe if you'd like, you can maybe find some movement side to side or front to back. Just kind of depends on your spine and your body and what you'd like to do. So I like to move a little bit front to back. And then sometimes even wagging my hips side to side can feel quite nice. Then let's go ahead and find some stillness in the pose, finding a nice flat back with the low belly hugged up and in, neck nice and long, maybe gazing a few inches in front of your fingertips. From here, let's go ahead and keep the right hand planted. Left arm is going to open up towards the left wall, opening across the chest, twisting open, and then that left arm is going to slide under the right, coming onto the left shoulder, left side of the head for our thread the needle. Hips are going to stay up, stacked over the knees. That right hand can either stay where it is, or if you want, you can reach it forward, extending the stretch on your right side, or you can even wrap it behind the low back. Your choice, your body. Find what works for you. Maybe play between all three options. We'll be here for a few more breaths. And if your hand has moved anywhere else, go ahead and plant it back under about where your shoulder is. Then we'll press our way back up. Counterbalancing, opening one more time to the left. Left palm comes to plant, and we'll switch sides. So left arm is nice and strong and firm. Palm is planted, right arm's gonna open towards the right wall. And then we're gonna thread the needle, bringing our arm under the left, coming onto the right shoulder, right side of the head. And again, you can keep that left palm where it's at, or if you want, you can reach it forward, extending the stretch. Or if you want to even extenuate this twist, you can bring the hand behind the low back. Remembering to breathe in your twist. Go ahead and find that that left hand under the left shoulder. Go ahead and press yourself up. We'll open ourselves up one more time to the right, and then right palm plants on the mat. Let's go ahead and make our way onto our bellies. And from here, left arm's gonna come out like a T. Right hand is gonna stay under that right shoulder. And then you're gonna bend the right knee, and we're gonna think of pressing really firmly and strongly with the right arm as we think of twisting and kind of flipping our lower body over to the left. You can rest the side of your head on the mat. Helps you to not have to support your neck. You should feel a nice stretch across your left chest, left shoulder, left arm. Let's take one more breath in the pose and then make our way back to center on our bellies. We'll switch sides, so right arm will come out like a T. The left hand comes to plant under the left shoulder. Bending that left knee. We're gonna push really strong and firm with the left arm, flipping our lower body over to the right. Feeling that stretch across the chest. Keeping your breath long and smooth. One more full breath, and then go ahead and make your way back to your belly. From here, let's go ahead and come to hands and knees. Really planting those arms nice and firm. We'll tuck the toes and then lift the hips, pressing the hips back to downward facing dog. While we're here, feel free to move around. You can pedal out the feet, bending one knee and then the other, letting the heels dip. You can come up on your toes. You can move your hips side to side, or think of really stretching out the shoulders by making some twisting motions. Doing whatever you need to warm up your spine, warm up the back of your legs. Sometimes that movement really helps. Sometimes it helps to be just nice and still in the pose. Just think of letting the hips really slope up towards the ceiling while you press really firm and strong with the arms. Now, if you have been finding some movement in your down dog, go ahead and find some stillness. And while we're here, let's keep that left arm really firmly planted, really strong, maybe even kind of grip with the fingertips. We're going to take our right palm, we're going to bring it to the outside of the left calf. We're going to twist under that left armpit for a three-leg down dog, but a different one than normal. Really more of a down dog twist. Right arm's gonna come back and plant. Go ahead and adjust your down dog if needed. And then we'll switch sides. So right arm is really, really nice and strong. Left palm is gonna find the outside of that right calf, twisting under that right arm towards the right side of the room. Remembering to breathe even in a difficult pose. Then go ahead and release, coming back to down dog. Then from your down dog, let's go ahead and shift forward to an upper push-up. So finding the shoulders over the wrists. Think of squeezing the inner thighs, tucking the tailbone a little bit, and really hugging the low belly up and in to support you. And think of really pushing the ground away. From there, go ahead and just lower yourself nice and slow. Try to not just let yourself plop, but go nice and slow all the way to the ground. Once you're there, go ahead and untuck the toes, keeping the palms under the shoulders, hugging the elbows in. We're going to find a cobra pose. So shoulder blades are going to squeeze. You're going to open across the chest. Think of squeezing. Finding that nice cobra pose. Tops of the feet can press. You can use your glutes here and your low back to help support you. And go ahead and lower. We're going to find that 2 more times. So inhale, cobra, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the elbows in, squeeze the inner thighs, that also helps. And exhale down. Last one here. Shoulders roll back and down, elbows squeeze, inhale, rise the chest up. Exhale, lay it down. Let's go ahead and press back to child's pose. Bring the knees nice and wide, big toes together to touch, and let the hips drop back. You can leave the arms forward, or maybe you want to bring them down by your side if they're feeling a little bit of work. You can give them a little break. Just taking a few breaths in our child's pose. When you're ready, go ahead and make your way up to hands and knees. We're going to find a pose called puppy dog pose. So think of keeping the hips over the knees while we walk the arms forward, melting the chest, melting the heart towards the mat. And for most of us, our forehead will be on the mat. Maybe for some of us, the chin or the chest will be on the mat. Wherever you're at, that's totally fine. Just no forcing. Just try to be nice and relaxed and remember to breathe in this pose. It can be a little bit confronting at times, but it's really, really good for us, and just need to breathe and get ourselves through it. Think of hugging the low belly up and in. Can actually help you to gain a little bit more space in the chest. Then wherever you are, go ahead and migrate your hands towards the edges of your mat. Grab hold nice and tight, and then think of pulling your mat apart. So pulling your arms away from each other. Obviously you're not going to go very far, but it's the action in the shoulders and the chest that's really going to work you here. Remembering to breathe. Go ahead and release. Relax. Take another full round of breath. And then let's slowly make our way up to a comfortable seat. Maybe that's cross-legged, or maybe that's on your shins. We're going to find a few neck stretches and just a few more shoulder stretches here. So once you get to your comfortable seat, nice tall spine, let's take our gaze over the right shoulder, and then back through center over the left shoulder, and then over the right, and over the left. Once more over the right, and then over the left. Back to center. And then let's go left ear, left shoulder, left chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder, glancing up towards the ceiling, left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to the right shoulder, glancing up at the ceiling. Take it back the other way, so right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder, glancing up, right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder, and glance up for the last time. Coming back through center. While we're here, let's go ahead and give ourselves a nice big hug. Can round forward, arching through the spine. Let's open up nice and wide. Take the opposite arm on top as you give yourself a hug. Rounding forward, opening up. And then let's go ahead and find our yoga strap or our towel. So grabbing hold of your strap or your towel, arm is going to think of thumb up, coming forward. So we're going to bring our arm up, thumb is pointing forward, and now it's going to be pointing towards the back. From there, elbow's going to bend, and think of having your palm, you want your palm or your knuckles on your back. And then we'll take our left arm, pinky is going to lead the way towards the back, and then we're going to bend that arm. So here, you're going to have the back of your hand on your back, and their palm will be facing the back of the room. So you can grab your strap there. You don't have to use a strap if you have really long arms or really flexible shoulders. You can grasp your palms. But wherever you are, you don't want to think, like the goal is not to get the arms together. You don't want to end up being here. You want to think of having a lot of nice space across the chest. Think of the elbows reaching away from each other, reaching open. We'll take a few breaths here. And then go ahead and release. We'll find the other side. So grabbing the strap in your left hand, thumb goes up, we'll go up and back, and then bending at the elbow, knuckles to the back, and then pinky goes back towards the back of the room on the right hand, bending, that back of the palm is on your back, and then we'll open across the chest, spreading nice and wide, taking a few nice deep breaths here. And go ahead and release. Let's make our way onto our backs. You can hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side, massage out that low back. And then let's keep hold of the right knee. Let the left leg go heavy onto your mat. Right arm's gonna go out to the right wall. Palm faces down, having the arm come right out of the shoulder. So I'll say the goal here is to keep that right shoulder in contact with your mat. So we're gonna take a twist. The goal is not for the right knee to make it to the ground on this left side. So again, keeping that right shoulder down, letting the lower body twist over to the left. You can take your gaze up to the ceiling, or maybe you want to take it over towards that right hand. We'll take a few nice deep breaths. Let's take another full breath. And on your next inhale, go ahead and make your way back to center, bringing both knees into chest. This time, let's keep hold of the left leg. Right leg goes flat onto your mat. Left arm is going to come out right from the shoulder, palm facing down, and then we'll twist it over to the right with the lower body, keeping this left shoulder in contact with your mat, nice and heavy. Let's take one last breath on this side. And when you're ready, make your way back to center, hugging both knees into your chest. Go ahead and give yourself one last nice big squeeze. Maybe you can lift the chest and shoulders off of the mat. And then on your exhale, just let everything go heavy onto your mat. Arms and legs can go nice and wide. Palms maybe can face up. Close your eyes if not already. Just take a few moments here to let all the good work that you've put into this 20 or so minutes, and just let it sink into your body. Feel the good feelings that are there. And although it probably is not long enough, let's go ahead and come out nice and slow. You can start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe blink the eyes open. And then let's just all take the arms overhead for a nice good morning stretch, stretching from fingertips to toes. Then nice and slow, make your way up to a comfortable seat, whatever that might look like for you. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you have cultivated a feeling of joy and strength and balance, and that as you continue in your day, you'll feel much better and that you'll keep coming back to your mat to find a similar feeling. So enjoy. Namaste.